I'm Bradley, escapee from reality, amateur to living life, creator of written worlds. Welcome to Creator's Dementia. Gather around the blank pages of this crazy world and find your creative spark that has been hidden within your creative dementia. Hello and welcome back to Creator's Dementia. It is me, your most favorite person in the world. Possibly, I don't know, but hello. Today is September 1st. My birthday is tomorrow, so you will see this episode on the 3rd, which will be a day after my birthday. So if you want, you can go ahead and be like, hey, happy late birthday. So I'll accept that. Big plans for this weekend. I have the festival on Saturday, so I will be, I'll have a booth over at the Watermelon Festival as this comes out. So if you are in town, please stop by. I would be more than happy to say hello, hi, chat, whatever, all that fun stuff. I'm talking a little bit weird today because my wife is asleep in the other room and I don't want to wake her up because she has to work a third shift tonight. But I've got some copies of my books in, so I can actually sell those. I've got basically all the pieces to fit together for this booth. I just gotta go pick up a table and chairs because my wife is actually going to join me and sit there at the booth with me. So hopefully, hopefully Saturday will actually be a successful day for myself. Other updates. I am working on a middle grade novel. I'm trying to step into that demographic. It's going to be a middle grade paranormal novel. It's going to be called Bridges to the Other Side. I will give you guys more details about it as I progress inside the story. A middle grade novel usually consists up to 20,000 to 55,000 words, and I am almost at 10,000 in already. So cross your fingers that I can get it done. I'm hoping to actually have it done before Halloween, so I've got a month to write it and get it edited and all that fun stuff. And the reason I am writing this middle grade novel is because my son, who is 8 years old, going to be 9 this year, he asked me one time if he could actually read one of my books, but of course my novels are too adult. They're, not erotica adult, of course, but, they're just a little too much for someone of his age to really consider reading. So I wanted to actually dive into a demographic of where if a child wants to read something of mine, then they can. So I have started Bridges to the Other Side. So hopefully I can do that properly, because it's a whole new way of writing because it appeals to a much different audience. So prayers for me that I can actually do it proper and get it done. More updates. There's not really that many. The Honest Faces, we are kind of researching things for a little bit, and we're going to do some other stuff in the process of trying to figure out what we need to do for Honest Faces. So you'll be seeing a lot more of our stuff as we go along. And I'm trying to get back into filming TikToks to try and get my base going again. It's very difficult sometimes to do stuff like this because everything's so time consuming and I'm always busy. Like today is my day off, and yet I did chill out for this morning, but I have to get work done, so I am here doing this right now. I was going to have a co-host with me today that wanted to attempt to do some podcasts, but unfortunately he had some stuff going on, so he had to back out for today. So maybe I can have him next week. And I also got another author friend of mine that's going to jump in every now and again and help me do this stuff, so that way it's not just me. So maybe we can actually get this more up and going. And she's a fantastic writer. Her name is Lori Wetzel. She's a writer of the Unclaimed series, so hopefully she'll join in with me every now and again, and we can amp up the Creator's Dementia spectrum to the point where I'll have more than just 3 views on my YouTube channel. So, but I do have subscribers, so that's a plus. But yeah, I think that is all of the updates for today. Next week, when you get another episode, I will tell you how it went at the festival. I may sell 1 book, I may sell none, I may sell all. Who knows? But it's a shot I'm willing to take. And even if I don't sell much, I still have advertising little things that people can take with them and maybe eventually get into my novel. So fingers crossed. Hopefully something good will come about over the weekend. Okay, so today's episode of Creator's Dementia, we are going to be talking about flash fiction. And and this is on a whim. I did make notes right before I hit the record button, but since the topic me and Trey was going to discuss today, where he wasn't able to join me, I put it to the side. That way me and him can still do that topic. So I racked my brain about what the topic should be for today. And all of a sudden, a story idea came in my head. And I was like, you know what? I think flash fiction would be a great topic to discuss. So I actually wrote a flash fiction story. I recorded it. And I amped it up a little bit, did a little bit of editing. So in this podcast episode, you are going to experience one of my flash fictions because I recorded reading it. Hopefully I do it right. But yes, so today's episode of Creator's Dementia is flash fiction. And there's a lot to, there's not a lot to flash fiction, but there's more than what I thought. But we will talk about everything that goes into flash fiction right after you listen to my flash fiction story. Stay still. I hope you like it. Watching as the innocent wanderers of the misfortune dealt by the hands of destiny. Cold days and freezing nights conquer the once vibrant town of laughter and joy. The sun used to shine as residents commuted to their morning routine of making a paycheck and spending it on materials to place value on their self-worth. Many nights I spent judging, envying the desolate mindset of those who conformed to the very existence in which was perpetrated by the ads of, "If you buy this, you are important." Those days are over. Clouds have consumed the once bright sky and has turned the entire world into a walking wasteland of cannibalistic frenzies. The only way you are important now is if you are useful. Hunt, eliminate, engineer, protection. These are the ads that would be presented to our modern society if socialism still existed. One by one I count as the grotesque monsters feeding off God's creation pass by me. Hidden under a rusty bucket once supported by the GMC logo. The groans and crackling of teeth and bones surround the streets even though life is empty. I have learned to control my breathing in the harsh cold climate over the past 3 years. Loud noises get you caught. Heavy footsteps make you an object of desire. Laying flat on the snow-dusted asphalt gives you a chance to not conform to the new society of flesh-eating freaks. I learned this many times. I have watched friends being slaughtered by the same ones we would say good morning to every day. I have seen the bulletproof heroes of our time disappear inside a horde of decrepit fingers and blood-soaked teeth, all because they believed they were invincible. So now I lay here, as crooked and staggering feet walk past me. But I am not alone. A once young lady that probably enjoyed a chai tea latte every Sunday lays next to me. I'm going to call her Shelly. But that's only because of the name tag that's supported onto her red apron. The joy Shelly once had on her face had fallen and disappeared amongst the newfound world. The tar-stained floral dress had seen its better days. But her hair, that seemed to be once a cherry red, has transformed to a earth-tone multicolored mess of madness. Her eyes, now a pale gray, never move from my face. I wish she could blink. Give me a sign of life that wouldn't terrify me being underneath this truck. I need a glimpse of hope from her. She does nothing. I mean, how could she? Her legs have been ripped from her body. The gaping hole in her chest and stomach reveal the the hope is gone. Fragments of bone that encased her brain shadowed pieces of the road my hands rested on. I'm sorry, I say in my head. I can't speak to her directly, but maybe in the afterlife she can hear my thoughts and have some closure that a stranger mourns her death. Oh, that's nice. We have a crawler, the ankle biter of all zombies, the chihuahua of the undead. The rotting flesh on half of its face is peeling with every tap of the asphalt it makes. I can see some missing teeth as it chomps randomly at the air. Stupid zombie. No matter how bad you want a tasty treat, biting the brisk air won't allow a human burger to appear in your mouth. I honestly will never understand how these things can survive off the sheer will to eat. Me? I fight my boredom with comic drawings and replaying movies in my head. The more I think about it, the more a zombie's ability to outlive us all is practical. They only want one thing and they don't care how they get it. That has been the basic instinct of society since the beginning of time. Humanity lasted for a very long time because of it. Why can't zombies? Of course, humanity is gone because of those instincts, so zombies will likely face the same fate. According to my watch, I'm approaching hour 2. The crawler passed by without even a hint that I was here. Chomping and crawling, it just kept going. I want to believe it was my ability to remain completely still, but Shelley and I know that it was because of her. The smell radiating from her decaying corpse saved my life. It masked my natural scent. The cold climate doesn't overwhelm the stench, but it does carry it. I will be forever grateful to you, Shelley, for saving my life. I wish I could have done the same. Snow has begun to fall more rapidly and the zombies are restless. The cold doesn't stop them. It doesn't faze them. They are truly lucky in that aspect. I am covered in a long bland shirt, a hoodie, leather jacket, black cargo pants with thermals underneath, National Guard issued boots I found off a dead soldier, and an adult hunter green poncho. I am still affected by the cold. I feel the whispering hushes of wind streaming through any small holes of my attire. I can't bundle together to risk creating a dinner bell. But I slowly reach and stretch my hand and grip Shelley's cold fingers. The first human contact I've had in a long time. So now I wait. I wait for the inevitable because all I can do is stay still. Alright. Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. I put some background music in there to make it more intense, and I'm hoping that I did the flash fiction properly. Of course, it is about zombies because zombies are constantly roaming through my head, and I didn't name the character. He's just a individual that is trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, and I put in like random thought processes because, you know, if he's all, you know, who knows what will actually pop into people's heads while they're trying to survive the apocalypse or trying to, you know, stay safe in the zombie apocalypse. So I wrote it as if, you know, if I was a person just kind of stuck and could not move, couldn't do anything, just had to wait. And we all know that when you're bored or, you know, you're not doing anything, random thoughts do pop in your head. So this was the flash fiction way. This is the way I went with the flash fiction story. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to give me feedback on it, I am more than willing to listen, or I should say read, I guess. Of course, you can, you know, if you have any flash fiction that you would like presented on this channel, you know, send it to me at creatorsdementia@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to get it out there. I'm a big fan of flash fiction. I don't know why I'm stuttering and pausing. Probably because it's an unscripted episode, because it was I need to record. So, but yeah, if you actually want to send some flash fiction to me to read on Creators Dementia, I am more than happy to do so. I think it's fun, and I can tweak it enough, you know, add a little suspense to it, you know, with background music to make it pop, and hopefully I can actually read it properly. Because I noticed that when I did record my little story, I did have a little bit of a language issue, and I don't know why that happens to me when I read, but it always happens when I read out loud. it gets worse, and I don't know why. Woohoo! So, anyways, to the basic fundamentals of flash fiction. Flash fiction is a genre of fiction defined as a very short story. There is no set word count that separates flash fiction from traditional short stories. Flash fiction stories can be as short as a few words, while short stories typically run for several pages. But there are 5 elements of flash fiction, and if I look at these correctly, I actually did do them all, so I'm kind of proud. But one of the first elements is a plot. You got to be clear with the plot, because it's a very short story. A flash fiction piece is a complete story, so you have to have your plot, you have to have your character, you have to have your climax. You have to have all this stuff in such short content that you need to express a full story within just this small amount of words. So, and flash fiction is usually less than 1,000 words, but I noticed that sometimes it can go up to 1,500, but it's usually lower than 1,500. So, and flash fiction is actually a good practice to get the juices flowing. If you're stuck within your novel and you don't know where to go, but you have an idea of something, write a little flash fiction piece. It can get your creative juices going and maybe hopefully help figure out exactly where you want to take the story that you're actually trying to work on. But the first element is you got to have a plot for flash fiction. I said flash fiction. Element number 2, of course, is characters, because with any story you got to have characters. It don't have to be people. It can literally be objects, but you got to establish your characters and have the reader actually know your characters. Element number 3, you have to provide a hook, something that will draw a reader in to look at your flash fiction. And a lot of fan fiction is, some of it is flash fiction. I've noticed that a lot, and people can actually develop some fan fiction from your flash fiction, because it's such a short story that it doesn't completely take off into many different directions, so your reader can actually develop their own little thing when it comes to your flash fiction character and broaden the story out. And that is one thing I need to learn to do, is write some fan fiction. I know how to write fan fiction, but maybe I should do it, because I've noticed that a lot of authors got noticed when they wrote fan fiction. People's like, okay, if they can develop a story from this perspective and broaden out these characters, then there's no telling what they could do with actual characters that they create. So fan fiction is something I'm gonna have to get into, and that could be like another topic that we discuss at some point, and maybe I'll do a fan fiction flash fiction story for the next go around. But yeah, anyways, I got off topic there, but yes, create a hook, something that will draw in your readers to have them wanting more from you, more from that story, because you're just giving them kind of like a sample, and if you do it properly, that sample will generate in their minds that, hey, I would love to figure out exactly where the story goes and how the characters develop, and then you can keep honestly doing flash fiction of them characters, or create an entire novel. That way your reader will be satisfied. Thank you for listening to Creators Dementia. Be sure to like, follow, comment, whichever you prefer on any platform that you are listening to. To contact Creators Dementia headquarters, feel free to email me at creatorsdementia@gmail.com. Dementia Creator, out! If you're like me, you create cliffhangers, but you have to have that big finish, so that way it's not incomplete. And if you're like me, when you're creating a story, you kind of want to keep going, and you don't want to have it so short that nothing makes sense. But flash fiction, it's completely short. Like that's why I always had trouble with short stories, because I could always keep going, and it would turn into a novella if I like Zed's Rising, it's a novella. But yes, you got to have that slam bang finish. And also, this comes with every writing aspect. Always edit your work before you submit flash fiction. Editing is crucial to everything, and I will preach it till the day I die. But yes, always edit your work before you submit. But flash fiction, it condenses a story into the fewest words possible, and like I said, it's usually considered less than 1,000, maybe 1,500. But flash fiction is a fun way to just randomly get stories, randomly get your creativity going. I'm a big fan of flash fiction. I've wrote flash fiction before. I wrote one for Between Lewis and Lovecraft a couple years ago, and I'm going to do one again this year. And considering that it only took me 30 minutes to do what you just heard, I can easily do a flash fiction again. And I'm broadening more and more into the horror section of things, because I like horror, even though I will say this: movies like The Grudge and Paranormal Activity scare the crap out of me, because, and this may sound weird, but I have experience with spirits, and I know that stuff like that, it can happen kinda in a way, but I do like the horror genre, because I love haunted houses. I like writing about the paranormal, the supernatural, zombies, because they are considered horror. So if I can just sit my butt down and do a 700-word flash fiction for the upcoming recording of Between Lewis and Lovecraft, and he's choosing a certain amount of writers to actually put into that episode for Halloween. I'm hoping maybe I can get chosen if I do it properly. So that's another thing that I'm going to have to work on. And I'm also waiting for the people I incorporated for the audio anthology. Hopefully I can get those stories in here and get them read, and we can just have a fun old time. But this is going to be a very short episode. I'll just say it now, because it was off of a whim. So it's not going to be no 40-minute episode, or it may even reach 30 minutes. I don't know, but anyways, my chair. I hate my chair. But hopefully, pretty soon I can have more people joining in with me, and maybe, like I said, I really want you guys, all of you out there that actually listen or watch, both, if if I'm lucky enough to, if you have a flash fiction idea, send it my way. I would love to read it. I would love to put it on here, because here at Creators Dementia, I try to support every indie person that is trying to make a name for themselves when it comes to being a creator. And a support system will take you a long way, and the more people that you can get behind you, the more optimistic you will be with your creative journey. So please, if you have anything that you would want put on here that is, of course, appropriate, send it my way. I'm more than happy to put it here. Who knows if I get, I know I got a while to build Creators Dementia up. I know I've been at this for a while, but I know it takes a while, so I'm not going to get discouraged about, the low number of views, likes, comments, stuff like that, because, it's a journey, and I enjoy the journey just as much as I enjoy the results. So hopefully one day, as Creators Dementia grows and more people see it, more people will be like, oh, I would love for my work to be featured on that podcast. So, maybe one day. So I will still be here anytime. Just like I said, you can email me at creatorsdementia@gmail.com. I am more than happy to respond. But I guess that should be it for this episode of Creators Dementia. Just like flash fiction, this has been a very quick episode, a very quick recording, so it kind of suits it. But yeah, hopefully next time I will have a co-host with me. and we can do better than it just being me, because I like listening to people who have co-hosts, and I'm pretty sure most of everybody out there does too. And I still have so many topics that I can discuss when it comes to this podcast because of all the feedback. Like I said in the last episode, I got a lot of feedback about topics to discuss, and that's where the pantser and plotter come from. So hopefully I can get one big topic going. I have to do a lot of research on some of it, and I can do a full-blown episode and have somebody with me. So we will see. We will get there. Thank you all for the support. I really appreciate everything. I appreciate the views, the likes, the comments, the emails. You have no idea how much I appreciate it, and I wish I could show you more on how much I appreciate it. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the flash fiction piece I did called Stay Still. If you want to broaden more onto that little flash fiction piece, you are more than welcome to. I welcome it. It would be awesome. But yes, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate everything you are doing to support this podcast. Do not forget, it is Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music, Listen Notes, TuneIn, Samsung Podcasts. I'm on a lot of platforms, so whichever you so choose to listen or watch, of course, YouTube. I'm here for the feedback. And I know I keep repeating all this stuff over and over again, but it's okay, because I truly mean it. Thank you guys very much. Hope you have a good weekend. I hope I can see some of you at the festival on the 3rd, and I will be 33 years old the next time you see me and listen to me. So I'm getting up there, and the beard is getting grayer and getting longer, and I'm going more bald, and my hair on my head is also going gray. So big fun. I love getting old. Have a good weekend, guys. Creator out.